It was pouring that night, the kind of rain that makes even streetlights look tired and blurry, and I remember thinking I'd never been colder in my life. My name's Janelle, 6 years old, barefoot, running from a shelter that felt more like a cage than a refuge. And right there in the back alley behind a gas station, I found him a Doberman, big as a small horse, bleeding from his side, shivering under a ripped tarp. His tag said, "Rex, nothing else." I knew right away we were the same, thrown out, forgotten, scared, and somehow still breathing. I wrapped my only blanket around him, gave him the cracker I'd saved, and whispered, "Hang on, boy. You're not dying tonight." He raised his head, eyes full of pain, but also trust. That's the first time in months someone, even a dog, looked at me like I mattered. By morning, the rain had slowed, but my heart hadn't. A black SUV pulled up, window sliding down just enough to reveal a man in a gray coat. He didn't look like the people who normally stop in neighborhoods like mine. "That's my dog," he said, voice calm but low, like thunder rolling in. "Let go." I squeezed Rex tighter. "No," I shot back. "He's mine until he's safe." We stared at each other, the dog between us, and I swear the air went electric. He took off his sunglasses. His eyes were green, piercing with dark rings under them, like he hadn't slept in years. "I'm not here to hurt you, kid. Let me help him." I was trembling, but I could feel Rex's heart fluttering under my hands. "Only if I can come with him," I whispered. A slow nod. "Deal." They drove us to a private clinic, all white walls and the smell of antiseptic, but warm, like a home I'd never had. A vet named Dr. Simone kneeled in front of me. "You did good," she said softly. "You saved him." For the first time, I felt like maybe I could save myself too. The man, his name was Marcus Hale, came back with 2 mugs of cocoa. He crouched, offered one. "Where'd you learn to take care of an injured dog like that?" I shrugged. Nobody else was going to. He watched me over the rim of his mug. "That locket around your neck. Where'd you get it?" "Had it since I was a baby," I said. He didn't push, but something flickered in his face. Recognition, grief, hope, all tangled. I didn't know then, but Marcus Hale wasn't just some guy with a lost dog. He was a billionaire who built a security empire after his own little girl vanished from a hospital 6 years ago. Every night since he'd been hunting ghosts, combing files, chasing rumors. And now, here I was, dripping rainwater on his clinic floor, wearing the same engraved initials his daughter had on her blanket. The DNA test came back 2 days later. Marcus didn't read it out loud. He just sank to his knees, tears slipping down his face. "You were never lost," he whispered. "You were stolen." My throat went tight. "But I'm here now." We didn't hug, not yet, but Rex pressed against us both, sealing some kind of silent pact. At first, I thought I'd finally found safety. Big house on the edge of the city, my own room, a window that locked from the inside. But the walls were lined with photos of missing kids, maps, red strings. Marcus was still at war with someone I couldn't see. Then one night, a woman's voice slid through the intercom. "You have what's mine," she said, low in velvet. "Enjoy your borrowed time." That was Alma Sinclair. People whispered she ran an adoption agency for powerful families, but it was darker than that. Kids taken off records, papers, burned, lives erased. She had stolen me once, and she wanted me back or silenced. Marcus slammed the intercom shut, jaw tight. "She's bluffing," he said. I looked at him, 6 years old, going on 60. "No, she's not." The next morning, I slipped into his office, the one with the heavy lock. Inside were files, code names, hidden addresses. My own picture at 2 years old, a hospital bracelet still on. I felt sick. When Marcus found me there, he didn't yell. He just said, "Now you know why I never stop. We could have run. We could have vanished." But something in me, the part that dragged a dying dog out of the rain, said no. "Let's find the others," I told him. "Let's end it." His head jerked up. "You're a child." I said. "Not anymore." We started small tracing bank wires, shadowing adoption vans, calling in favors from ex-military friends of Marcus. I rode in the back seat with Rex's notebook on my knees, drawing maps. One night in Newark, we broke into a warehouse dressed up like a daycare center. We found 5 kids hidden behind false walls. When the sirens came, Alma's men scattered, but she left me a note pinned to a teddy bear. "Little star, you shine too bright. Marcus wanted to send me to a safe house." "You're bait to her," he said. "Let me finish this." But I couldn't. "I'm tired of being bait," I said. "I'm bait with teeth now." He almost smiled. "God help me, you sound like me." The final push came when a whistleblower gave up Alma's mountain compound disguised as a wellness retreat. Snow piled high, smoke curling from chimneys. We rolled in with federal warrants, but Alma slipped underground hidden tunnels. I chased her myself. Rex at my side, heart hammering like a drum. "You're a mistake," she hissed when we cornered her hair. Wild eyes glassy. "You were never supposed to survive." I spat back. "That's what makes me dangerous." They took her away in cuffs, but her network still breathed. Servers, shell companies, people in suits pretending they'd never heard of her. The fight wasn't over. Not by a long shot. Now, years later, I sit in the office Marcus built for me at the Echo Foundation. We rescue kids, fund investigations, break apart the machine piece by piece. Sometimes, late at night, Rex, old but still fierce, rests his head on my lap, and I remember the rain, the cracked sidewalk, the moment my life turned. People call me a miracle. They don't see the scars, the nightmares, the little girl who decided to stop running. I'm not a miracle. I'm a witness. I'm a fighter. And I know there are more like me still out there waiting. So, yeah, that's my story. A stray kid who saved a stray dog who turned out to be the bridge back to a father and to a mission bigger than both of us. I don't tell it for pity. I tell it because somebody out there needs to hear it. And now I want to hear from you. If you've ever seen a child overlooked, if you've ever wondered how deep the cracks in our systems go, drop your thoughts below. Do you think people like Alma deserve prison or something harsher? Do you believe billionaires can actually change systems or just buy their way out? Have you ever stepped up when no one else would comment and tell me? Let's talk about what's right, what's wrong, and what we're willing to do when we see injustice with our own eyes. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't just me or Marcus or Rex. It was a choice to stop looking away. And you sitting there watching, you've got that choice too.